All right, would you all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you all for joining us this evening. Jody, could you call the roll, please?
Dennis,
Here.
Harold,
Here.
Hollenbach,
Here.
Odoricio,
Here.
Phipps,
Here.
Robinette,
Here.
Sherry.
Here.
All right. The minutes from our meeting on March 4th were circulated for your perusal. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Jody, do we have any correspondence this evening?
We do not.
Okay. Which brings us to special recognition.
Okay, thank you. Well, good evening. Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Council. It's my pleasure this evening to administer the oath of office to our two newest firefighters. So we're going to start with Kayla Lawman. Kayla, I'd like to ask you and any family members that you would like to come up with you while you take the oath. And I'd also like to ask Chief Mormon and Lori Treader, the City Safety Director, to join with us as well. Are you ready? Okay, this is simple. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kayla Lawman,
I, Kayla Lawman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to do my duty as firefighter
to do my duty as firefighter
for the City of Bowling Green
for the City of Bowling Green
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the laws and ordinances
and the laws and ordinances
of the City of Bowling Green.
of the City of Bowling Green.
I will protect, safeguard, and preserve
I will protect, safeguard, and preserve
life, health, and property
life, health, and property
against fire and other perils,
against fire and other perils,
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties of the position
the duties of the position
I am appointed.
to which I am appointed.
Congratulations, and thank you for your service. Our next firefighter is Dolly Outland. Dolly, please come up with any family members that you like to come with you. This is a big thing for you and your entire family. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
All right. I, Dolly Outland,
I, Dolly Outland,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to do my duty
to do my duty
as firefighter
as firefighter
for the City of Bowling Green
for the City of Bowling
to
Green
the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the laws and ordinances
and the laws and ordinances
of the City of Bowling Green.
of the City of Bowling Green.
I will protect, safeguard, and preserve
I will protect, safeguard, and preserve
life, health, and property
life, health, and property
against fire and other perils,
against fire and other perils,
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
of the position to which I am appointed.
of the position to which I am appointed.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Okay, good enough. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations once again. Congratulations. 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 Thank you. Yep.
Is this thing working? So one of the things that I really like to do as fire chief is introduce you to our newest firefighters. And for anybody who doesn't know, my name is Bill Mormon and I'm the fire chief here in Bowling Green. So I've just got a few words I'd like to say about both Kayla and Dolly. One of the things as a fire chief that I truly love is having the honour to introduce to you our newest firefighters. Although the fire service is nothing new to them, Dolly and Kayla joined the ranks of Bowling Green Fire 1 year ago as probationary firefighters. During that time, they have proven to their fellow firefighters and their officers they have what it takes to excel in a profession that at times can be very demanding. It is evident through their hard work, dedication, and a desire to learn, they have what it takes to be successful in their chosen profession. Both Dolly and Kayla pass their academic and technical requirements with honours and exemplify what it takes to be a firefighter. But I must warn you, there is another side. A side that will require you and your family to make sacrifices. You will miss birthdays, you will miss Christmases, and believe me, the list of these sacrifices go on. I talked about family, so take a minute to look towards the back of this room. Those firefighters proudly sitting back there have now become an extension of your family. They will be the ones that will have your back when things get tough on scene. With that being said, both Dolly and Kayla have entered into a profession that at times will bring them satisfaction that has no equal, a feeling that your actions have truly made a difference in someone's life at possibly the worst time of theirs. Once again, I want to congratulate Dolly and Kayla. Congratulations. Thank you.
I would also like to thank you both for your commitment to service for the city of Bowling Green. Okay. Lobby visitations?
There are none this evening.
Okay, moving right along. Introduction of new legislation.
Mr. President,
Ms. Phipps.
from the Planning, Zoning, and Economic Development Committee, we have 3 ordinances this evening. The first is an ordinance amending and adopting Chapter 155 of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Bowling Green regarding community reinvestment areas. The second is an ordinance accepting annexation of approximately 2.965 acres of land in Plain Township, Wood County, Ohio, from the City of Bowling Green as petitioner. And the third is an ordinance establishing interim zoning of C commercial zoning for the approximately 2.965 acres of land located at the southwest corner of Bishop Road and North Dixie Highway, recently annexed to the city as petitioned for by the City of Bowling Green.
Okay. Brings us to official reports. Mr. Mayor,
Thank you, Mr. President. I have no report, subject to your questions.
are there any questions or comments for the mayor this evening? Hearing none. Municipal Administrator, Ms. Treader.
Good evening, Council. Wanted to provide you a few updates on some ongoing programming and other community activities. We want to bring to your attention that we have a community canopy program that is now available where the city is offering discounted trees to homeowners through our community canopy program. This program is from the Arbor Day Foundation, and it helps us to distribute discounted trees, and we can also provide the knowledge and tools of where best to plant those trees. So we encourage people to go to the city's website to find out more information. We also wanted to provide an update about the Climate Action Plan, which has been a goal of City Council. The Climate Action Planning Committee continues to meet regularly and is nearing completion of a final draft. The group is working through edits of a second revision and plans a review of the final draft within the coming weeks. Just note that the draft is nearly 100 pages and includes tables, charts, figures, and several other appendices that will be considered. And also, we are As folks may well be aware, the solar eclipse will be passing over Bowling Green on Monday, April 8th. And thanks to our media partners, there has been a lot of attention played out to alert people about preparations that can be made in advance of the eclipse. So we are noting that folks should be aware, plan ahead, that traffic may be heavy on that day, to plan accordingly your activities, and also to prepare your home in advance of this. We also want to note that there will be a change to the city's curbside refuse and recycling program. We will be operating on a delayed schedule that week, so if you're on Monday, you'll be on Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday, and so forth. Again, all of that information. And we are staffing appropriately to be prepared for that day. And we also want to note that our local parks will be a great place to observe the eclipse, and we will also have staff members in those parks to assist and be mindful of the facilities in those areas. That completes my report this evening, subject to your questions.
Are there any questions or comments for Ms. Tretter this evening?
I have a question, Mr. President. We heard last week, at our last meeting, some concerns about Gypsy Lane Road. Do we have any infrastructure improvements planned for that stretch of street?
Yes, there's a paving of that area is planned.
Any crosswalk improvements?
No,
along
I
with
don't
that?
believe so, that I can recall are on that plan.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Councilman, if I could, and Lori, I'm sorry to interject, but just this afternoon, I received an email from Chief Hetrick that I think you would find of interest in terms of this topic. After the comments that were made by a resident at the last council meeting, I had had talked with Chief Hetrick about the situation on that and asked him to do a little bit of research. And part of the conversation resulted in the police division doing a comprehensive safety study over a period of, a traffic study over the course of 9 days on that corridor. And I'm sorry, I'm not really prepared. I don't have the results of that, the detailed results of that in front of me today, but I'll share that with you. But to me, what was notable was that of all of the cars that were surveyed over this period of time, the average speed was 3 miles per hour over the speed limit. So that in and of itself doesn't necessarily indicate that there is a significant speed problem on that corridor. Also, was disclosed that in the course of the last 9 months, I believe there was 31 traffic speeding tickets written for violations on that corridor. So to me, the takeaway was that we don't necessarily have a significant problem with speed on that street. And secondarily, that there is, I think, pretty significant law enforcement presence on that street on a pretty consistent basis. But again, I'm sorry I don't have those details with me, but I'll forward that email to you and other members of council for your information. But I did think that, number one, those results were notable. And number two, I did want to report, thanks for the prompt, that as indicated, we did follow up with Chief Hetrick, and some research was done to verify that we are appropriately, I believe, enforcing the speed limits on that street.
Yeah, if I could get that information, that'd be great.
Happy to share it.
I also had a conversation with Sandy Weekman, who's an incredible resource for anybody who has not talked to her about any issues involving traffic. And the crash data that she had shows that it is pretty much in line with East Gypsy Lane, which I was trying to compare it to. Beyond that, of the 84 crashes over the last 3 years, going on year 4, I guess now at this point, only 6 of those included vehicles traveling in excess of the posted speed limit. So that suggested to me that whatever enforcement procedures we have are working.
Yeah, as a final note, I don't want it to be that we, or I, am dismissing the concerns that were shared by the citizen on that night. We do, of course, always want to hear concerns the residents have, and we are mindful of observations that we hear from residents like him in specific areas. So it's beneficial for people to communicate with us, and we do take people's opinions and their experiences seriously. So yeah, I didn't want anybody to perceive our comments or my comments as being dismissive of his concerns.
Sure, yeah, of course.
Any other questions or comments for Ms. Tretter?
I'll get one more comment in since we're running through the agenda here. Councilman Harold and I had the opportunity last week to meet with a neighborhood group that is starting up in the 4th Ward. And we met at the conference room in the police station. We had Officer Snyder there who was helping the group out, organized by Barbara Bruner in the neighborhood north of Haskins and east of Worcester over by the hospital. So just wanted to say that I appreciate, and I think the entire group appreciated the police division being willing to lend a hand and really support those efforts. So group's going to be focused on connecting residents with resources they need, helping pick up trash, really replicating, I think, a lot of what we have seen from some of our other neighborhood groups. So we appreciate that.
Thanks for the update, and we'll share that information too with the police, your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dare I ask, are there any other questions or comments for Ms. Tretter? All right. City Attorney, Mr. Brown.
No report.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Brown? Okay. Public Infrastructure Director, Mr. O'Connell.
Just one item to report, the waterline project in the village subdivision that began construction. So they did start on Jefferson Drive, and that work will be ongoing for the next several months. So they'll work their way through the subdivision and hope to finish up probably in the mid to late summer, I'm guessing. But that work has finally started, and it's moving forward now. So that's all I have unless you have questions.
Any questions or comments for Mr. O'Connell this evening? Okay. That brings us to council committee reports. Do we have any council committee report?
Mr. President,
Councilmember Sherry.
the Parks, Recreation, and Public Lands Committee has met to discuss a lease agreement for a dog park, and we recommend a lease agreement be written up between the city and citizens for BG Dog Park and be brought before council for consideration.
Any other council committee reports? Okay. Hearing none. Jody, could you lead us in the reading of legislation?
Legislation for first reading, ordinance number 9179 for first reading, ordinance amending and adopting Chapter 155 of the codified ordinances of the City of Bowling Green, Ohio regarding community reinvestment areas. Ordinance number 9180 for first reading, ordinance accepting annexation of approximately 2.965 acres of land in Plain Township, Wood County, Ohio, from City of Bowling Green petitioner. Ordinance for first reading, ordinance number 9181, ordinance establishing interim zoning of C commercial zoning for the approximately 2.965 acres of land located at the southwest corner of Bishop Road and North Dixie Highway, recently annexed to the city as petitioned for by City of Bowling Green.
Mr. President,
Ms. Phipps?
we need to set the required public hearing for ordinance 9181, and that date is May 6th. It's 6:45 PM.
Okay.
There is no legislation for second reading. Legislation for third reading. Ordinance number 9175 for third reading. Ordinance authorizing the Utilities Director to execute the Northern Power Pool participant schedule with American Municipal Power Incorporated.
Okay. I move to adopt ordinance 9175.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Jody?
Harold,
Yes.
Hollenbaugh,
Yes.
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps,
Yes.
Robinette,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 9175 is adopted.
Ordinance number 9176 for third reading. Ordinance accepting annexation of approximately 1.934 acres of land in Center Township, Wood County, Ohio, from Cowart R. Davis, agent for Abbott Laboratories, petitioner.
Mr. President,
Ms. Phipps?
I move to adopt ordinance 9176.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Jody?
Hollenbaugh,
Yes.
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps,
Yes.
Robinette,
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
All right, ordinance 9176 is adopted.
Ordinance number 9177 for third reading. Ordinance establishing interim zoning of IE, innovation and employment zoning for the approximately 1.934 acres of land located on Nims Road and North Dixie Highway and recently annexed to the city as petitioned for by Cowart R. Davis, agent for Abbott Laboratories.
Mr. President,
Ms. Phipps?
I move to table ordinance 9177 until April 1st. That's the date of our public hearing, required public hearing on this ordinance.
Okay. I'll second.
Thank you.
Jody?
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps,
Yes.
Robinette,
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Hollenbaugh.
Yes. Okay, ordinance 9177 is tabled till April 1st, pending a hearing on that night. Is there any other business to come before council this evening?
I do have one more. I think I
Okay.
screwed up my cardinal directions on that last comment. It would be north of Worcester and west of Haskins. Is that right?
Yeah.
You weren't going to correct me on that? I know you recognized it.
Yeah, I know. That's fine, Jeff.
All right.
Nothing further.
Well, thank goodness we've got that straightened out. I would just like to say tomorrow is the primary election day. So everyone, if you have not already participated, please go out and participate in our democratic process. And I look forward to not getting any mailers or having television commercials for at least a couple of weeks before the general election begins. So
I second that.
do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.